Hi, everybody. I'm Jan Pratt with Hello, Ernest. And today I have a special guest with me. Tiffany Blue is one of our student authors, and up till now, she has two published stories. So I'd like to welcome Tiffany Blue today. And now that is her pen name. So Tiffany Blue, where'd you come up with that pen name?
I would have a lot of blue clothes and it sounded like it suit me.
So I know you're not very old. You can tell us about that in a minute, but do you think you're going to keep this pen name, or is it just something you're going to use for a little while? What are you thinking about that?
I think I'll keep it.
All right. So people can find you if they look up Tiffany Blue as an author.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about you, how old you are, what you like to do. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your family too.
I am 7.5 years old and I like learning hard things.
For example, what kind of hard things?
I am 7.5 and I'm learning multiplication.
Oh, wow, that is pretty hard for 7.5.
Yes.
What else are you learning that's kind of hard?
I am also reading a fourth grade book.
Wow, that's a challenge.
Yep, when I'm only in third grade.
There you go. So now, Tiffany Blue, tell us a little bit about school for you. What do you do for school?
I'm homeschooled and I do lots. I I do math, I do English, and I do science.
Which one of those is your favorite?
I would have to say science.
What are you learning about now in science?
I'm learning about the brain.
Tell me one amazing fact about the brain.
Well, did you know there's a part of your brain called the cerebellum that only takes up 10% of the brain?
I didn't. What does the cerebellum do?
The cerebellum helps with balance, posture, and muscle control.
Wow. So I bet you need that for some of your hobbies. Tell us what some of your hobbies are.
Well, some of my hobbies are playing with my sister, playing with my chickens, and pretty much running around like a crazy person.
I think every 7.5-year-old does that.
Probably.
But I think you have one other hobby that you spend a lot of time doing that needs balance. Where did you
Yep.
go today? What did you
I went
practice?
to I went to 4 dance classes today.
Oh my goodness. What kind of dance do you do?
I do jazz, ballet, tap, lyrical, point, and point tap.
My goodness. How many classes do you do in a week if you did 4 today?
I would probably do 14 in a week.
That's a lot of dancing. But you love it, huh?
And I love it.
Well, that's awesome. Are you teaching your chickens how to dance?
um, I'm hoping to teach one of my chickens to dance for county fair.
Well, you'll have to send us a video of that because I bet it'd be pretty funny.
It would be funny.
Well, what are you doing for county fair?
I am doing I am doing 3 different types of contests. I'm doing 2 baking. For one of them, I'm baking my grandpa's famous banana bread, his mom's famous banana bread, and then I'm making my mom's famous jalapeno cheddar bread. And then I'm also doing a fashion show. So really what I'm doing is we bought a pink dress, and I'm just putting on whatever I want to put on and designing how I want it.
And very cool. And you said 4, that's 3. Do you have one more?
No, I only have 3.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's still a lot, I think, for county fair.
Yeah.
Will you get judged? You have to do do your projects get judged?
Yes. I did county contest a couple weeks ago and a couple months ago, and I was and I got a rainbow ribbon for it. And it wasn't in a bunch of people. I went to this place somewhere around town, and I did an interview with some people that tasted my banana bread and take pictures of the recipe, which was a secret.
Uh-oh, somebody else might be making your famous banana bread.
My grandpa was not happy about that.
I bet not. Okay, so we're here because you're a writer. So how did you start writing?
So I started writing because I love books.
So you read a lot of books and you thought it'd be fun to create your own stories?
Yeah. And I have read my own books for school, and it's really fun to make your own book, and then you already know what's happening, but it's really fun to see what happens in a whole book when you read your own story.
Very cool. So you have two main characters in your two stories so far. You have Molly and Debbie. Tell us a little bit about Molly and Debbie.
So Molly is a girl, and she's really funny, really weird, and super silly. And she loves going on her adventures with her best friend, Debbie. Now, this is going to sound a little weird, but Debbie is an air plant.
An air plant?
Yes, an air plant is a plant without roots that doesn't grow in soil.
So now how does Debbie go on these adventures? Is it a he or a she? Is Debbie a he or a she?
I prefer it as a he, but my mom calls it a she.
Okay, so how does he go on adventures if he's an air fern?
Well, actually, Molly and Debbie have gone on lots and lots of adventures. But Debbie actually, this one adventure, this was Molly and Debbie, and they were riding. There was a huge Venus flytrap trying to eat everyone. But he wasn't trying to hurt anyone. He just had a thorn stuck in his tooth. So Debbie actually rides in Molly's bike.
Oh, so maybe in like a basket?
Yeah, in a basket. Or in her pocket.
Oh, it doesn't get squished in the pocket though.
No.
Molly's very careful, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the second adventure, because I thought that was really unique how Debbie got to go on the adventure.
I love my second story because it's really silly and weird. And so they went to Hawaii. I didn't add that, but let's say they went to Hawaii and they wanted to get some fresh, and they wanted to explore the ocean. So they had this tiny, super tiny, as small as a quarter submarine. But when you put it in water, it grows to be as big as a car. So that's kind of weird and cool. And they go underwater and they meet this shark and this turtle named Tom. He could only stay for a few seconds. He was such in a hurry. And then they met the shark, and it was kind of weird because they were running away from a plant underwater that's poisonous. It's called a water hemlock. Water hemlocks are poisonous, but Debbie and Molly found out how they can make friends for the hemlock. His name is Jimmy. It kind of sounds like Debbie, but now, at the end of the story ends happy, and the shark, the turtle, and the fish become friends with the hemlock Jimmy.
So if they want to find out how they become friends, they got to read your story, don't they?
Yep.
Now, how did Molly and Debbie go underwater? Did they just stay in their submarine, or did they get out of it?
They got out of it, but they had their scuba suits.
Did Debbie have a scuba suit?
No, Molly only had this scuba suit, but actually Debbie was inside of a clear pocket inside of Molly's scuba suit.
That sounds like a cool story. So
Yep.
will Debbie and Molly go on any other adventures?
Yes, I already have ideas for the next book.
So what kind of adventure do you think they'll go on?
So they'll go on this adventure to the rainforest, and this monkey from the zoo named Monkey Mars, kind of from my sister's name.
Oh, gotcha.
And then they meet this monkey named Monkey Mars. So they bring him along on this adventure. Debbie and Molly were going on an adventure to find new species and new animals to discover and study.
And somehow maybe the monkey's going to help them, or what do you think?
Yeah.
You don't know yet, or you're still planning?
I'm still planning on it, but I think what will happen is they're going to find this animal that they never seen before, and they'll ask that animal a little bit about themselves, and then Molly and Debbie can write that down, and then they can share it with some of their other friends.
Wow, that sounds like quite the adventure. I can't wait to read it. So, Tiffany Blue took a writing class, right?
Yes, I took a writing class.
And was that helpful with your writing?
Yes, it was helpful. Ever since I took that writing class, my writing in English and writing books has gotten a lot better.
Cool. So if you would like to read any of Tiffany Blue's stories, you can find them on Kindle Vella under the heading of Stories to Grow With. And the writing course she's talking about, I will put in the show notes. It's open to kids 5 and up. It's a 6-week class, and it allows students or homeschoolers to be able to write their own story, and we end up with a published story at the end of it. And that's how Tiffany Blue got her first story published, and now she's writing like a crazy woman.
Yes,
and maybe someday we'll put all of those stories together into a book of Molly and Debbie's adventures. Does that sound like it'd be fun?
Yeah.
So, Tiffany Blue, thanks for being here with us today. We appreciate your time. It was great chatting with you.
You're welcome. I had lots of fun.
Any words of wisdom for other kids that are writing but not published yet?
So other kids that are writing, books might be hard to do and drawing's hard. But if you need help drawing, you can go on YouTube and you can find these videos to help you draw what you want to draw.
What about the writing part?
The writing part, all I do is ask. There's 3 things that I would do. I would ask for help, I would try to write it by yourself, and if you need help, you can always ask.
Awesome. Well, thanks for those words of wisdom, and hopefully we'll check out your new story as soon as it's finished.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this informal conversation with today's author.
Join us next time as we connect writers and readers around the kitchen table.